Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
It's time to update your wardrobe with JCPenney. Fall has arrived and so have a great range of amazing deals to help you express your style this season. Shop for everyone in the family, from suits, trousers, sweaters, denim, jackets, and more. And finish off your look with your favorite makeup and skincare brands at JCPenney Beauty. Shop in store or online today. JCPenney. Make it count.
Sephora stores are everywhere you are. So just pop in when you need a brown lip to match your 90s playlist, a confidence boost before your interview, or a last-minute gift for mom's birthday. There's always a Sephora near you. Just pop in. Use our store locator to find your local Sephora or Sephora at Kohl's.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. How are you doing?
You know, I'm bobbing around. I'm bopping around. I'm feeling so much more well rested than I did this morning, but I am looking forward to tomorrow. You know,
What's happening tomorrow.
I'm just not going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Oh.
You know?
I was looking into how we talked about getting those large chairs for us to recline in. That's out because upon further inspection, the size of one of them is almost as big as a queen size bed, so they both will not fit.
That's actually not a chair.
That is a bed.
That's a bed.
Yes.
At least a lounge. Like,
right.
That's too big to be
is.
called a chair.
Right.
Like, it's misleading.
Yeah. So I don't even know, like, you would have to have like a screening room or something for you to have numerous of them to be a chair in the way that they're advertising them.
Yeah. I bet we could find ones that are smaller.
Yeah.
Though. We said that we would discuss Met Gala.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do, I can't talk about this but am I wrong because there's not enough information yet? Have you been keeping up with the Miss USA stuff?
No.
So it's like hella sus. So the reigning Miss USA stepped down from her position like 7 months in. And like, I might be wrong with this again, like for everybody else. I didn't research this the same way because there's not enough information to even talk about it. Like it's ongoing essentially. But she resigned on May 6th and then Miss Teen USA resigned on May 8th. And this is like not happened before. Like that's the claim you want, like you work so hard to achieve this title. And right now it's like being stated in like statements seemingly from the corporate side, not them as individuals, about like misalignment of values and mental health. But the Miss USA said, I decided to resign as I find my personal values are no longer fully aligned with the direction of the organization. And so she has this long caption on Instagram, or it might be the physical post itself, but she has this long written statement. And the first letter of every sentence is capitalized, obviously, and where is it specifically? I'm going to make sure I get it right. If you take the first letter from every paragraph, it spells out, I am silenced.
Oh.
Which is so intentional. And it's like super odd. And I guess the pageant was sold, like the owners of like the Miss USA, Miss Universe, they like declared bankruptcy, but then they also were sold to a different organization. And so I think this is reported or rumored to be like the first year that they don't have control of their own social media accounts, like initially, or maybe not own social media accounts, but like the Miss USA or the Miss Teen USA accounts. And people are like, what the fuck is going on? This is like for both of them to resign so quickly. This is just, it just hasn't happened before. And it's the like social manager or something about like some title that involves like being very on all of this, like being like the center of this, is this fucking weird ass guy who was a contestant on The Bachelor a couple years ago, who like I watched, and he was like giving not necessarily alpha male, because like he's like I say this just with no feelings towards the matter, but he would not be considered an alpha male. He's a Southern man. Like he's wearing his pastels and his little out, like he's very well dressed. Not my taste, but definitely more of that side. But like in the toxic, like Southern man wearing like light yellow pants and then degrading women for not being feminine enough. Like he's just fucking weird, and like always had horribly bad energy from him. He like made up this lie about this girl who he's on Bachelor in Paradise with, and like tried to like ruin her life, and it was all not true. And like he conspired with all these other people against her or whatever. And like he's the one who's works on who's like, I guess, running the social side of the pageant stuff. So like he's the one, and he controls all the Instagram accounts instead of these like the winners being able to. And the whole thing is just like so fucking sus and so weird. And that's like all we know at this point.
Well, I have an insider, so I will be asking her this weekend.
So it's like, what the fuck is going on? It's not like individual coach. It's like it's the organization. So yeah, I couldn't obviously do it for the don't, but am I wrong? Because like there's no information besides that. That was the big thing I wanted to talk about. And then did you see the TikTok of the woman who initially she made the TikTok being like, my kid and I were the only wedding guests not served a meal. Should I bring a gift? And for anyone who hadn't seen, she just like is sitting in her car basically being like, am I wrong? It's kind of a but am I wrong for like not wanting to like give a gift because like I thought this was like so crazy. And basically her and her son are vegan, and the wedding coordinator reached out about dietary restrictions and said like, you know, fill in what you want if these are not the options. She said, okay, you can just get Chinese food, which to me, I was like, you want them to pick you up takeout?
Right. Usually it's just like a modified version of what everybody else is eating, but she specified that she wanted Chinese from this specific place and this specific food. And like, as someone who's had to put dietary restrictions on wedding stuff, I would always eat before a wedding in general, because I'm like, I don't know if they'll remember. There's like so much busyness stuff going on. But you know, I would just say like without dairy, or in this case, you would say you want the vegetarian option without the dairy. So then like drives 5 hours to the wedding, the day of the wedding, and then gets a call from like the coordinator being like, hey, could you pick it up on, it gets ordered, like pick it up. Asking how far out you are. And she was like, I'm still like 30 minutes out. And the coordinator, quote unquote coordinator was like, can you pick it up on
your way?
Yeah.
And she was aghast. Like she was taken aback that was like, what an unprofessional thing. And then she was like, I just assumed that the coordinator or the groom could go pick it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so she's like, so I just think that like this is crazy. I don't think I should have to get them a gift. Like our gift is our present, like our presence at the wedding, but like I don't think we should have to get them a gift. Like this is ridiculous. And in the follow-up, we find out that not only is the wedding coordinator her sister, the groom is her brother.
So ridiculous.
Like, can you imagine? Like, she was getting eaten alive in the comments from the first video. And so, for some reason, she thought she should reveal something that makes it look even worse.
Even worse.
I was shocked.
So that means your sibling, your sister, is doing this, like, as a favor. Like, coordinating the wedding as a favor. And then you referring to them as a coordinator instead of your sister.
Oh, and she also says she's, she called her, like, unprofessional. She's, like, said, she, like, said she was amateur, unprofessional, something like mean about it.
I wish one of my sisters would pull some shit like this. Was there drama at the wedding? Yes. At Melanie's wedding? Yes. But other than that, like, I wish that I had said that I would not pick something up. That's like, I made like a dessert platter for Melanie's wedding. And if I had created some drama around that, like, what, like, you don't do, or if she had said something to me, like, you don't do, or if Megan had said something, Megan, my sister, had said something to me about the dessert platter that I'm voluntarily making. Fuck out of here.
No, it's so crazy. And the words she said, the coordinator has a sketchy track record. Girl, that's your sister.
That's your sister.
Like, I was dying, like actually dying. And I was like, okay, so pretty much seems like everyone else who's in your family is involved in this wedding. And there's a reason why you are driving in 5 hours the day of the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still you're still somehow making this an ordeal when they've clearly gone out of their way to like not make sure that like your hand is not in the entire process because you actually seem unreliable.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God. I was obsessed. And it's still up. The video's still up.
Yeah, I actually didn't even see the original. Like, I just saw stitches to it, but they were stitches where people recorded it instead of actually stitching it. So I didn't know the origin, how to trace it back. Well, I wasn't really trying, but I was getting the tea from secondhandedly, and I was like, this is some bullshit.
One of the top comments on the original one is, "Ma'am, are you an only child?" And I'm like, ooh, I wish that was the answer because it's even worse.
It's even worse.
Yeah, I saw someone stitch and they're like, this is youngest sibling behavior.
Mm-hmm. But even then, like, if that's youngest sibling behavior, that means the older siblings didn't train the younger siblings. The younger siblings should be a little scared.
Well,
in my view.
I agree with that, but I'm like, what is
it? I think it's middle sibling. I think the brother might be the baby, and then the sister is older, and then the OP is a middle sibling.
Oh, to me, this gave, but it probably wouldn't make sense because because she's got a kid and her brother's just getting married. So like that could influence like ages, but to me, it gives the energy
all have kids, and I'm the oldest. So.
Well, no. So I was going to say, so it doesn't work with what the theory I would have of her being the youngest sibling is she was raised as an only child, but is the youngest sibling. Because like that's that. Because I'm like, I agree that like your siblings would have kept you in line. Like you would have been afraid of getting hit. But like if you were born and they were like 16, that's doesn't happen as much in that way. But I don't think that there's a possibility that it's that unless her siblings are significantly older than her because she's a full adult with a child.
Yeah.
I just died. So I think that's all I had written down.
Okay.
That I had wanted to talk about. The rest of my likes on TikTok right now that I see are dogs, Zendaya Tom Holland edits, La Roche interviews, Pierce Morgan being the broken clock that is right twice a day or whatever, once a day. I saved a funny quote from Coco Gauff. After watching Challengers, I told my boyfriend, thank God you don't play tennis because Tasha Duncan's right. I would not want to date a scrub on tour.
Did you see her in the comments if it's on the original video?
I was joking, bro. Please don't take this seriously. Oh my God. No, I died. I died. I literally, like, after watching Challengers, I consumed every interview I could. And then I just started watching clips of Serena, Venus, Coco Gauff. Like, tennis is so beautiful. I wish I had good wrists.
It is. I've been building up my stamina since January.
She's on that inhaler game.
I am. I'm on that inhaler game, and I've been working on my cardio. And so we'll be hitting the court soon.
Watch out.
I know.
Kapow.
I'm feeling good. Like, I'm not breathing as heavily as I used to, or just being completely out of breath like I used to be. So I feel like I'm close. I'm not there yet, but I'm close.
Yeah. Well, now you're at the point of like conditioning, not like I always refer to like there's a huge difference between like me being out of breath and winded because I've reached my capacity versus I can't access all of my lungs, or I can't access everything I need to at an earlier stage.
Yes, and I haven't had that feeling in since January, since I got my inhaler. I've been regularly conditioning, as you just said, with the cardio that I'm doing. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Real excited when I was watching Challengers. I was like, I'll be out there soon.
I'm on I'm currently rehabbing both of my hands, fingers, and wrists because I did too much yard work. And I think truly I sprained both my wrists, my right one more than my left one. I really sprained my fingers, like almost all of them. And I'm going to I was like, I have to take like a full week off because the way that I want to just even play pickleball, something even with a lighter racket, because I already don't have a good wrist, but like I want to at least pretend.
I've been on Thursdays is when I mobility train. And so that's when I'm like doing my knees and my wrists and stuff just for mobility. I'm not doing any like workouts and stuff, and that's helped. And I do regularly have these like 3-pound weights that I'm constantly rolling holding them and rolling my wrists and doing all these like exercises that I saw online to get that grip and them wrists stronger.
Yeah, I think I just needed a brace because they all just move. They move too much. I need them to be a little less mobile, a little more.
You can always just get a scrap of something, even if you don't have a.
Yeah, I've got them somewhere. I just need to find it. But it was like it's not like a normal motion that I would think, like holding a little shovel. To me, I'm like that would be fine.
But if your hand is constantly in one position and you're moving it, it does create problems.
It's the hyperfixation issue because I don't feel that I'm in pain until after I'm done, and then I go, "Ow, who did that?" I'm like, "Bitch, you should have stopped." So I'm gonna get that.
I was also getting pains right in the L part
That's
my finger, and I'll send you the stretches that my trainer gave me to get that, and it was like gone almost. Like I did like 10 minutes of it, and it was pretty much gone. So
cool.
I will send you those stretches. They were very nice. So when I say send, I'm going to have to do a video because I have no idea how to explain it. So
I love a tutorial.
Show you a video of how I
can't
stretched it out.
How many times have you listened to BBL Drizzy?
Well, I listened to it a couple times. And then when I learned that it was AI, it made me mad. And so then I was done.
I didn't know it was AI.
So there's this man, the man that created it. No, not Metro Boom. The person, Metro sampled something. And so the original version was put online like 2 weeks ago. And it's this guy that's on TikTok that makes like joke videos with different people's like quote unquote voices, their AI voices in different styles of music. And he has like just like famous people's, again, quote unquote voices of them making these joke songs that he created. And so this is like a joke. If you look up BBL Drizzy on whatever music app that you listen to, it was put up several weeks ago, and then Metro sampled it. And I don't like AI, so I'm trying not to, even though it is catchy as fuck, I do not like AI, so I try not to support it.
No, yeah, I'm looking at his TikTok account, and it's all creepy, like fake album covers of existing artists.
Yep.
Also, some of these AI ones that are supposed to be older artists, but they've like upped the quality of it. They're like just BBL looking at Drizzy different people.
Like BBL Drizzy is supposed to be like in the sound of like somebody from the 70s. It's not a real person.
Also, the last thing I'll say before we get into our Met Galas, I stay standing Shaq, as we all know. Did you see what he posted? For anyone who did not see, his ex-wife revealed in a memoir that she just released that she wasn't sure if she was ever in love with him, and basically being like, I don't know if I loved the life, what it was, or like the idea. And he posted,
what's her name? Like something like
Shawnee Henderson.
Shawnee. There we go, Shawnee. Yep.
I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq. And then the caption, because that was like a post, the caption is, trust me, I get it. And I'm like, Shaq, talking about growth.
Yeah.
Talking about growth and understanding. And he's done that a lot with his kids too. Like he's talked about like raising his kids and being like, I thought providing for my kids like financially, but he's like, I missed out on so much, and like it's hard to regain, and I'm doing everything I can to like regain that, but like it's hard to not get those years back with your kids. You can't just make it up once you've made enough money and then you can take the time off and spend time with them. Like it's different.
And he also treated his girls a lot differently than he treated his boys too. And he's been figuring that out as well.
Yeah, I just think that like we have him as the face of printers. I also need him as the face of like men who go to therapy, because like I've never seen a better case of like a man who clearly goes to therapy and is like, men, let me tell you something great about therapy. This is helping. Like he's so being like, ooh, this is so helpful. Got to tell about all my insights, and I just love him. And that's all I have for you.
All right, I love that. So sweet.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Listen in. Starbucks. It's a great day for coffee.
Hello? Hey, Mom, what dog food do you feed Daisy?
Daisy gets Blue Buffalo, life protection formula.
I see IAMS. Can I just grab that?
Well, what are the ingredients?
Let's see. It's chicken, ground whole grain corn, ground whole grain sorghum, chicken byproduct meal.
What about Blue?
Chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley. Okay, I'll grab Blue Buffalo. Thanks, Mom.
Switch to Blue Life Protection Formula and feed your dog like family.
Do you want to talk about your favorite looks from the Met Gala?
My look that I hated the most, I will not get into that until, well, I'd say second hated the most. I'll get into that during my But Am I Wrong on Thursday, so stay tuned.
Wow. See, I don't even know how that, I'm excited.
Yeah, and then my second most hated was Chris Hemsworth. And it's because, like, he looked fine, but he just looked like he was just attending any event. And my problem is that he was on the board. And so, like, if you're going to be, like, I hope that when Miss Wintour saw him, she was like, you're fired. Because he gave no effort. And neither did his wife. They gave nothing. And if you're going to be seated, then you need to come with a look.
He looks so Australian.
Yes.
Like, he looks like he's ready to hop on a surfboard.
He also said that which this part I don't blame him for, because I'm sure she was a terror. Jennifer Lopez was also seated, and he said, I just let her do everything. And again, give your seat to someone else if you're going to have that attitude. I'm sure she was a terror, but like, you're giving us nothing. Give us something.
I'm going to level with you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's like B. Zendaya, who was also on the board with 2 different looks. And the thing is, when she came in with her initial look, I was like, this is great, like phenomenal. For any other person, I would have been like best dress. But I was like, this is Zendaya. I expect just like the next level. And then she came out with the second look, and I was like, there we go. There's like, the first one was dramatic, but I needed the drama. Mm-hmm. And the second one was the drama. And I appreciated both of them so much.
No one can pose like her. Like no one, not a supermodel. No one's even coming close to touching her. I was today years old when I learned that Chris Hemsworth was a chair of the Met Gala this year. And yesterday is when I learned that J-Lo was. So I fully was like, I knew that it wasn't just Zendaya when it was first announced, but then it was just Zendaya. Like, I didn't even cross my mind who else was there, because it was just like, oh well, Zendaya's chair, like she's the co-chair of the Met Gala, and everyone kept saying she's the co-chair. And in all these interviews, it was like, what's Zendaya gonna wear? That no one was talking about J-Lo, no one was talking about Chris Hemsworth. J-Lo, it was just her.
People are saying J-Lo. First of all, she just came there with a messy bun
and the same fucking dress she wears everywhere.
The same dress she wears everywhere, and like even the glam was like not anything. Bad Bunny is also a chair, and he looked phenomenal. I will give it to him.
He can stay.
He can stay. But then I was just like, so does Bad Bunny know about how J-Lo was trying to get him in to her movie video?
Bad Bunny has J-Lo on a list. J-Lo has a Bad Bunny lookalike to use at her discretion, and he goes, I don't feel safe with her.
Right. But I loved his outfit though, and he looked great. Some people were saying that it looked unfinished. I thought it looked artistic. Some people said it looked like he started his period. I liked the red line in the middle. I thought he looked great.
Yeah. What's wrong with periods?
Right.
I loved Doja's, like Doja Cat's, I thought was so cool because, well, so I don't know if you've seen, but like to me, not to be like, wow, I could totally get it. But the second look that she had, she's being like a statue in like a garden where it's like the things are falling off. I think if it was off the shoulder, it would have looked more like it's draping off. But I thought that was cool. I would have had her pose differently because similar to who I think is probably my number one best dressed, when you have like the silhouette of a dress that looks like it's moving when it's not, I would have loved if it didn't actually look like she was holding it up. Because if the dress is held up on its own and it looks like you're wearing essentially just like a cloth that you're like a statue, but I would have wanted her wanted her painted like a full color.
Yeah, because she was saying that it was like she was cotton, and cotton is a plant and it goes with it. But then when she explained that she was just draped in, I think it was hair gel, I was like,
yeah,
no thank you, Doja.
The concept I thought was so, but not her concept, but the concept of where it looks like she's a statue in a garden.
Yes.
Gorgeous, but I need a different pose. I need different makeup, and I actually needed to. Yeah, I needed to like, but that wasn't what the goal of it was, and so everybody else was saying like, wow, this is definitely the statue, and then it was like, oh, that wasn't your intention, and if they knew that was their intention, I think they would have executed it better.
No. I thought Cardi looked amazing. She had that dress. She always
looks good.
And she always does. And I want her to chair. She always has that. I mean, she had that dress in a different color. I don't know if you saw on her, where she posted on all her social media, and it was in a teal color. I would have loved to see it in that color on the carpet. But I thought it was gorgeous regardless.
So pretty. And like, we do need to study specifically of hers. I never see any videos or photos of her changing her looks, but she wears such cumbersome looks that I'm like, what is your skill level that not everyone else has? Because like, are you changing into something? Do you have something under? Like, what is happening? Because you're wearing the biggest, most like giant in the way kind of outfits. And I never see any like, oh, this is what we're changing into, or I'm cutting it in half or whatever.
Sarah Jessica Parker just looks like she was wearing something from Sex and the City. I thought she looked great, but
she looks like she's going to the Derby. Lil Nas X I thought looked great, but I like love all of his fashion choices like on and off the red carpet. And this is why I just think at a certain point, if you show up wearing a black suit to the Met Gala, I think you should not be invited back. I think you should have to skip a year.
Yes.
Like if you just wear a suit, point blank.
That's why Chris Hemsworth needed to get fire on the spot.
Yeah.
Lil Nas did look great.
Did you like Ariana's?
The only thing I can think of with Ariana, I can't remember what her dress looked like. Let me find it on this page. I like the eyes, and then that's it.
I like her performance look better, and I think that one should have been her carpet one. Yeah. But it just also looks like her new aesthetic, you know? Like it doesn't feel totally out of it.
Did you see the image of her and Kiki? Like kind of like Kiki's like saying hi and Ariana looks a little terrified, and people were like,
oh, she doesn't have her glasses on.
No, people were like, she's having flashbacks because Kiki's hair was in a high ponytail.
Oh my God. She was like, this is me from the past?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I thought
funny.
when people were originally saying it, I thought it had something to do with Scream Queens. I was like, I don't get it. But then people were explaining. I was like, okay, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny. Because I was going to say, she notoriously needs glasses and does not wear them, nor does she wear contacts. And that is a look of like someone, when someone says hi to you and you go, oh shit, who is this?
Yes. Here's my controversial opinion.
Uh-oh.
I like Usher. I've always thought he was very handsome. But I've never been attracted to this man until the Met Gala. And his little cape and his little hat.
Bitch, you have a thing for Zorro? This is brand new information.
Darkwing Duck?
This is... yes, this is Zorro without the mustache. This is Zorro, but he looks like he needs for lack of a politically correct term, he looks like he needs a pimp cane. Like this is Zorro who looks like he's about to do a 1-2 step and little shuffle slide.
I am so into it.
I'm dying. That is the biggest surprise I've ever heard. And you're right, that is an unpopular opinion.
What's that dude's name from Bridgerton?
Jonathan Bailey?
Yes. I thought he looked great. I like his little secret flower that he had and the way that he undid it on the carpet. I thought that was great. It was
a little diva moment. Like he was like, oh, I gotta take a look.
And there was like a cheeky moment when he was getting like initially getting like to his hotel and he's like, I've got a secret flower. Shh.
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
When he undid it, I was like, ooh, you look good. You look good. I like that.
It was cute.
That was cute.
I loved Kiki's because I think that like people for like the theme and like Anna Wintour was even like, I don't think people totally got the theme and I think that was my fault. So the whole like short story is basically on like it's rich people doing X, Y, and Z, whatever. But the whole thing is like the story is like decaying over time and hers is like hot mummy. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, and it's very different than just the classic like flowers. And so I thought it was like a correct interpretation that was also still very beautiful and fashiony, which I liked. Mm-hmm. Weirdly, I liked Chloe Sevigny's, but that's just because like it's so ugly. It's kind of great. It's like Marie Antoinette milkmaid American Girl doll.
It's the face. It's the face.
And for me, when you're committed to the bit, that I'm in, like I'm sold. Like if you think you look amazing, and that's why Carly Kloss doing camp, she said I'm looking camp right in the eye, and she wasn't at all. It's the commitment to me where I go, there you go. Thank you.
I love Mindy Kaling's
look,
especially from the back.
Mm-hmm.
That was her dress also was I don't think on the Vogue website it doesn't show how grand it was, but it also took up most of the carpet.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I did wonder, to me, this looks like this was without a doubt on a list of potential outfits that Zendaya would have worn for Dune Press. It's so like sandstormy kind of a thing. And I think it's beautiful. She does, like, when she does it, when she hits a look, like, it hits.
Yeah.
And I mean, her glam is always great, and her, the hair she chooses too is great. I loved Pamela Anderson. I think if you're going to just wear a gown, do it like that. Like, have it be beautiful and interesting to look at. That doesn't look like you would just wear it to any old thing. Like, if you're just going to wear a dress. I loved Greta Lee. I thought Loewe was probably the best table, like, group of, like, the best dressed, I think. And they did Ios too, but like they did the Challengers boys, and they did like a lot of people, and I think that they had like a lot of wins. And they also had Taylor Russell, which was the fucking crazy thing. I will say though, they showed the alternate bodice, because it's like the wood one. They almost did a burl wood one, and I liked that one better. They like showed it like behind the scenes, and the one that she has is gorgeous, and I think it's like so cool. But I did like the look of the other one more, but I'm assuming it just didn't look right or didn't convey it well on the body. Oh, I loved Elle Fanning. Sorry.
Yeah, she looked good. And Janelle Monáe. I also loved hers. I also like Barry Keogh, even though he looked like he was headed to the chocolate factory. I still enjoyed him.
What the look was? Sabrina was Alice in Wonderland, and he was the one with the top hat from Alice in Wonderland.
The rabbit.
Yeah. Janelle Monáe, I think, not with us, but for everybody else, is so wildly slept on when it comes to fashion. Like, she should be a creative director of so many fucking brands. I just think that, like, why aren't you chairing this? Like, the expectations I hold for Janelle Monáe are like the expectations I hold for Zendaya fashion-wise. Like, I'm like, what are you going to show me? Because you're going to wow me. Like, you're never going to miss, but like, someone else could wear something that is a best dress, I think, on someone else, and I would go, disappointing, because you're like the whole other caliber.
Yep. And shout out to my actual friend, Jodie Turner-Smith. She looked great. She looked like Storm, and I love that. Oh,
you love Storm. I didn't even put that together.
And people have been like vying for her to play Storm, so I think she was leaning into that.
As she should. That's a good casting. I hated Kim's.
More on that on Am I Wrong? I thought that Kieran Culkin and
his wife,
I thought they were just like cute as a couple.
Yeah,
not necessarily a fan of their looks, but they just look like they always look like they're having a good time together.
Yeah. I loved Lewis Hamilton, and not just because he's stunning, but great fashion sense in general. And I love when that translates to to red carpets and like the Met, because a lot of the time, like, stylists just assume that guys just want to wear tuxes, even if they have great street style. And so knowing that, like, as a guy, you kind of have to like advocate for that and push for that. I mean, he always dresses so well.
He looks beautiful.
He's gorgeous. He's pretty. He's like very pretty. Which I'm like, why are you in a job where you can fuck up your face? Like, you should get that insured. You know?
Of course, La Roche looked incredible. That
hair.
Bust down he had. Amazing.
Oof.
Angel Reese, also, who left a game and got on a plane and got ready on a plane. Great job.
I saw the press conference of her after, and she was like, people said that like I wasn't gonna play well, and like after this, and she's like, and I told you, like, I get shit done, and like I got the game done. I went to the Met Gala, I got that shit done, and then I came here and I got this game done. So like, when are you guys gonna stop doubting me? Because I get shit done. And I'm like, God, I love her.
So good, so good, so good.
Just in and so good. Thousands of winter deals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. And that means thousands of fresh reasons to rack.
Because we get the latest trends for way less. I've been looking for these.
The best deals go fast.
Save big with up to 60% off Sam Edelman, Sorel, Free People, Kohan, and more cold weather finds. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You might say all kinds of stuff when things go wrong, but these are the words you really need to remember. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. They've got options to fit your unique insurance needs, meaning you can talk to your agent to choose the coverage you need, have coverage options to protect the things you value most, file a claim right on the State Farm mobile app, and even reach a real person when you need to talk to someone. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Where is my guy?
God damn it. See, I'm getting the wrong name. I'm typing in the wrong name, which is why I think his name doesn't fit him, is because I'm convinced he has a different name. I keep wanting to call him Dominic Coleman, but that's not his name.
Oh, Domingo.
There you go. Because I'm like, Dominic Coleman, that name doesn't fit him. Megan, that's because it's not his fucking name.
But he's still not showing up for me.
Oh, what?
Where is he on the list?
I don't know. I just Googled him.
Oh, well, I'm on Vogue's thing. And when I search the page, his name's not even coming up. Did they not include him?
Rude. We included Jerry Seinfeld and not.
I like when someone where the clothes are wearing them and it just kind of takes over. And I thought that he just always just feels like he's having fun while in his clothes, but also being the best looking person there.
Well, he's perfect. Look, he's gorgeous. I want to be his friend so badly. His vibes are just immaculate. He's just so, I don't know. And I think he's such a great actor, but when he wears clothes, he looks like a model. He's no longer an actor. He becomes a vessel for the fashion store. He makes me think about fashion differently. It evokes emotion for that because he's just, and Zendaya is the same way. The same way when she wears clothes where I go, oh, fashion's emotional. And I'm like, oh, the same way with him. Have you seen the story about how he met his husband?
Remind me.
He was in, I think it was either San Francisco or Berkeley years ago. And he was walking in and out, out of a Walgreens, walking into a Walgreens. Some guy was walking out of a Walgreens. They made eye contact. The guy was on his phone and he was the time stood still. And then he went back home and was like, I'm going to write a misconnection. And he looks and the guy had already written a misconnection for him, being looking for this guy. And I think he was either in town visiting or the other guy was in town visiting. And they just never separated from that moment on. And I was like, and he told it on Graham Norton and all of the celebrities, his energy is so magnetic. Everyone is just touching his knee and his leg to be you're magic. You're not magic, but the effervescence you give off, not lucky vibes, but you give off you, whatever energy you put out into the world, life is giving it back. So whatever you're doing, I want some of that. You are just magnetic, and like everyone was so drawn to him and was just like, oh my gosh, and they were like like dying over him. And I've never seen it's not a round table, but there's like a lot of guests. I've never seen it before where everybody's body is turned towards him, just like completely enamored. Like he's a storyteller, and he's just, God, I love him. And he's in a new movie coming out that I want to see, where he plays he like brings theater to prisons. And I was like, damn.
Well, his outfit was inspired by Chadwick Boseman and Andre Leon Talley.
One of my other best dressed, Anouk Yai. Is that how you, Anouk Yai? Anouk Yai? Yai. I think it's Yai. Anouk Yai. First of all, have you ever seen a more beautiful human being walking this planet? No. Like, no. She's just, like, stunning is not even, like, you can't even, it doesn't even encompass, like, how beautiful she is and how talented of a like model that she is and how she carries herself.
And you know how she got discovered, right?
Yes, I do. I reblogged that photo on Tumblr when it first came out, but I was reminded because her hair is different in this, and I was like, oh my God. And I like looked closer the first time I saw it, and I was like, oh God, she's looking gorgeous. And then I saw the thread on Twitter, and I was like, oh my God, she's so established at this point that I was like, I fucking forgot. Like, that's, for anyone who doesn't know, inform the class.
Just she was a student at Howard University, and somebody just took a picture of her and posted it.
Yeah,
and
was that like
that photo itself looked like it could have been in any magazine that ever existed, but it was just like her and her every day, and she looked absolutely drop dead gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, and then got signed from a photo that somebody just took of her.
Yeah, it's the most iconic, like, on the street. And I think it was like a block part, some sort of like school party kind of thing. So like the background is like blurry, which makes her like stand out like even more. But like it's more famous than that image of the mugshot where the guy got signed after that. Like, yeah, hers is even more famous. And you would assume, like you said, that it's a photo shoot, that it wasn't like a candid that got her discovered. Oh, I really liked Phoebe Denevers. She was in Victoria Beckham's like debut. I thought it was beautiful. You could wear it any carpet, but like for a Met Gala debut, I thought it was gorgeous. But it's also just a beautiful gown. I liked Demi Moore, but Harris Reed's the designer and is the creative director for Nina Ricci. And he's 27, and his look, you probably saw, looks gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I loved his personal look so much. And that's what I want my Nepo babies to be like. I prefer Nepo babies in fashion. You know? Get that access to that expensive material. Do that.
Creative.
Yeah. Dress your famous parents or whatever.
I also liked Mona Patel. And people were like, who is this person? Like, who is that? She's a billionaire.
That's why she could afford that law price.
Yeah. And she looked incredible. I really liked the back of the dress. And also the way it draped over her in the front. And the sleeves. I just really liked that dress.
I loved Davine Joy Randolph's dress. It was like the premiere or the first time of like couture Gap, and it was all made in, it was denim, like the whole thing was denim, and I thought it was just like so beautiful. It was Zach Posen did it, which like Zach Posen does the most beautiful feminine like forms and like silhouettes and that stuff, and I'm like, who the fuck else could have made something that like looks this gorgeous in denim, a material that does not flow.
And I love how her hair looks with the, like, it's the perfect color with the dress.
She looks like a Disney princess.
She looks like I don't even
Brave,
know, because I never even see that girl.
But like, first of all, this is I don't know if she can sing, but in this with this red hair, she looks like she could sing, and I'm like, put her in it. This is a Disney princess. And he loves her. which I love when designers are like just so enamored with who they're dressing. Like he's obsessed with her. And I'm like, oh, that's the best.
Who's your favorite?
I would assume it's also who your favorite is.
I don't know.
Tyla?
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh my God. Tyla and Oliver Roustieg. I loved his. He looked like the sand dune in Aladdin because it was like his face. And his also looked like sand like hers. And I just thought like I've never seen a better Met Gala debut for her first. And like he took such good, like he made like, that was stunning and like so beautiful, so talked about. And then he just cut it. Like she got to the top of the carpet. She had to be carried up because she couldn't bend. And then he was just like, okay, I'm going to cut it. And I'm like, imagine this being like your first Met Gala. You get dressed by iconic. And like he had recently, like in the last, I would say like year or 2 years, gotten a really bad fire and like got really burned on his hands and all this stuff. And people wondered what it was going to mean for his like designing career. And for this to be like his like really big, not debut, but like a very big moment for him to, everyone's kind of being like, well, what's going to happen? What's he going to do? And to then just usher in like someone who's brand new to this, who's like so talented with something. I was like, damn, it was beautiful.
Yeah. I saw like comments from people saying like, I hope she realizes how like spectacular this is and how special it is. And I'm like, yeah, of course she does.
Like she goes, nah, this is like, she's existed on this earth for over 20 years, not having done this. So like, this is novel and new and pretty cool.
Like, why? I just didn't understand why some people be online just like saying the first thought that comes to their head without taking a moment to actually think.
Yeah. It's this whole, like, this person should be like so grateful, like that kind of thing. But I'm like, she is, but do you want her on her hands and knees on the carpet? Like, do you mean to tell, like, if you're like, I wouldn't be able to do this because I'd be like just so in awe. And I'm like, and that's why she's doing it, because she can handle it. And like, you know, that's okay. But she deserves to be there. She's incredibly talented. And like, he was very excited to dress her too. So it's a symbiotic relationship. Let us know who your favorite best dressed was, if you loved. See us soon. We'll be at the Met one time.
Yeah. Worked with plenty of these people that are there. I feel like of the people that I've seen, I've had a long conversation with Teffy before, Amanda Gorman, Aurora James, Willow Smith. So close. You so worked with Zoe Saldana.
Oh, yeah.
See you on Thursday. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be
if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.